Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host, who bleeds purple and gold, Isaac here. So, now there's been a lot of talk, around the media from the aftermath of the Super Bowl, or maybe hovering around the Super Bowl, it's not breaking. It's not like rumors or anything. The Jets are more than likely to move on from Aaron Rodgers, and so basically his time with the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, is over. So it's basically done just because of, I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but I assume it just has to be because they want a younger quarterback than an older quarterback, which makes sense. But there's been a lot of talk about from Vikings fans, from maybe not even just Vikings fans, like media, just podcast talking about, oh, are they looking to trade for Aaron Rodgers, Are they looking to do that? Maybe that might happen. We'll just see. It could be a repeat of Brett Favre in '09 when he was with the Jets and then goes to the Vikings. Well, look, now, alright, that may sound good on paper for the Minnesota Vikings. It may sound good. It may say, oh man, maybe that might just happen. Well, here's the thing though about that. It was a success. Maybe not so much in 2010, but in 2009, it was a pretty good success for the Vikings. But here's a couple. But to that, it may sound enticing. It may sound good that Aaron Rodgers might come to Minnesota, but I say no. Absolutely not. They should not. They shouldn't go after Aaron Rodgers, who for a couple reasons. Number one, he's already old. He's already like 40 years old, 40 plus years old, and I don't know how well he's gonna play for the Vikings, but I don't know how well he's gonna play with the Vikings. I just don't know how good he's gonna play, how much he's got with the Vikings wide receivers. I just don't see it happening. Like, I don't see it happening, really. I just don't think that it should happen, because I don't know how well he's gonna play. If we're gonna see vintage Aaron Rodgers or the Aaron Rodgers right now, because in the 2022 season with the Packers, his last season, and his last season with the Jets, he has not been that great. He's only gotten I think the Packers win 8-9 in 2022, and then and then the Jets, they went 7-10, I think. Or it could be wrong. It could be just 6-11. Yeah, it was 6-11. So really only 14 wins in 2 seasons for Aaron Rodgers' last 2 years. I don't know. I think that might translate with the Vikings, which if that's the case, then no. And secondly, his ego is the reason why the Vikings should not pick him up, because here's the deal. The Vikings, what Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, ever since they got to Minnesota or got hired, they've preached positivity. They preached that all along to us fans and said, we're going to turn this thing inside out, and we're going to make it all positive and sunshine and rainbows, and all that stuff. But I feel like, though, that is a very good recipe for the Vikings to have. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, he brings the exact opposite, where he just wants to control everybody, and their emotions and all that with the Jets, like he did with Green Bay and the Jets. No, absolutely not, because that's going to undo all the good, positive vibes that the Vikings have had over the years with Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi. So no, with the heck with that, man. We don't need Aaron Rodgers and that ego right there, because Because I'm telling you right now, other than just like, getting like throwing like hissy fits and throwing temper tantrums like a teenager or something like that, that's Aaron Rodgers with the Vikings. Because and that's going to make every single player dislike Aaron Rodgers and his attitude. And I'm sorry, that's just not how it's going to work. That's not how it should work at all. Sorry, basically because you're just gonna have to you just can't have that, because positivity and what the Vikings have had over these years, it's going to be a long-term success. Trust me when I say this, it's going to be a long-term success for the Vikings to get wins, pull magic, to pull some magic and get the wins anyway necessary. You basically need that positivity moving forward. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, he likes that a lot, and it's just equivalent to Dan Campbell, where positivity matters the most, or where it's like the foundation for a team to get wins. That's what the Vikings need. And they do not need Aaron Rodgers to be out there. And you don't know how much money he's going to want or how he's going to run this team. I mean, that's not how it should work. I think it would be just fine with J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones, maybe Nick Mullins, maybe. But Aaron Rodgers does not need to be there on the football field with the Vikings. Bottom line, history should not repeat itself like that. So that's my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. And so basically another NFL season has come and gone. So basically the Super Bowl was definitely more eye glaring that both sides of the trenches, they need to be filled. So but I didn't watch it. I watched a little bit, but I didn't watch much of it though. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol Vikings.